Hello everyone, so just wanted to brief you about the changes with respect to CFA Level 1 curriculum from the year 2021 to 2022. So basically with respect to the exam format already in 2021, from 2021 onwards, the exams have become online. I have already briefed you about that in the first class. So the CFA Level 1 first class, Level 2, Level 3 either ways, the first class has already got the details in terms of the exam passing score, about the exam studying. There is a major change, not major change I would say, but there is a lot of change where you know you need to change your strategy in terms of practice, in terms of accuracy. It's going to be a different thing that has been discussed in that class. Along with that, with the classes, the how to study, how to practice lecture, how to use the exam software, how to attend the exam, etc., all as per 2021, given the computer based testing also has been changed and the new lectures have been provided. Here I am supposed to be discussing with respect to the changes in terms of the curriculum, the syllabus changes of 2021 to 2022. I am not discussing the changes with respect to computer based testing because that has already been done with you, right? So very quickly let's go through it. So let me just explain how I have gotten this entire file done for you. So the first page is basically the summary. So there are total 60 chapters over here, wherein if we see the total number of LOSs have been provided, 534, out of which the number of LOSs which are the same, the new LOSs added, and the changes. So barely the changes are around 18%, if I would say. So the new content is less when you compare it to the entire curriculum. And the changes over here, so these are the new chapters, these are the changed chapters with changes, these are the deleted chapters. Actually it looks a little too much, but the changes are not that much. I'll show it to you. I'll give you a detailed outline on the changes. I'm just showing you how the file is prepared for you. Then what we do is we go for the changes reading wise. So every chapter as per 2022, the chapter number or the reading number has been provided. The reading name is obviously given as per 2022, and then the details of the changes have been provided. What was this reading number in the year 2021 curriculum? 2021, 22, 2020 is the same this year because 2020 and 21 the syllabus has been the same. The changes from the year 2019 to 2020 has been provided in case somebody is even referring since 2019, which could again be a possibility unfortunately given the COVID year. So the new chapters, the changes have been highlighted, color coded, the new in a darker shade, the orangish one I think, and the changes within with yellow color. So the changes on a chapter wise basis has been provided, and one more extra year of mapping has also been done. And then after the chapter wise changes, every single LOS, every single reading has been detailed. So the time value of money is exactly the same, the LOS number in 2020 and LOS number in 2021. A lot of changes, what happens is, it's just that the LOS is exactly the same, it's just that the LOS has been reworded. So instead of interpret frequency and related distribution, it could be understand frequency and related distributions, or interpret the concepts of frequency and related distributions. So there could be just very simple changes in terms of rewording, and that could be the same. So the changes again over here, the new LOSs or the changes have been highlighted in different colors, and it has been mentioned how they have been highlighted. So the LOS number also has been highlighted over here. So LOS wise detailed breakup, in case you want to map, you can always go through it, and the details of changes have been provided. I'll start with a summary. I'll basically give you a brief as to how the curriculum is looking like and what kind of changes are we looking at. So primarily when we see the changes, it is there in terms of quants, in terms of corporate finance, and otherwise it's very minimal changes. So let me quickly go about it. So one, when you're looking at the reading, organizing, visualizing and describing data, it's basically similar to the statistical concepts chapter you had earlier in as per the previous curriculum. But the only thing over here that is happening is it's totally rearranged, because you cannot change things like when you're looking at a mean median mode, that is measures of central tendency, standard deviation, skewness, kurtosis, etc. So those things you cannot change. The only thing that is happening over here is the chapter name has been changed. Of course, there is some new content over here, but mostly 80%, 90% of the chapter is still the same, and you cannot change your basics. So even if you're studying, you'll have to study the previous basics, correlation, covariance. You can't change that, and without doing these, you can't study portfolio. Without understanding standard deviation, covariance, correlation, probability, etc., you'll not be able to do calculation for different chapters. So this one chapter has been added over here. rather than added. I would say the statistical concepts chapter, which had mean, median, mode, etc. earlier, that has been totally revamped over here. But 80%, if you see the concept wise, 80% of the concepts is going to be as it is. Second, we are looking at introduction to linear regression. Over here also, this particular reading was there as a part of level 2 curriculum. So 2 chapters primarily have been shifted from level 2 to level 1, that is linear regression and capital structure. Introduction to linear regression will be important, easy chapter, basically how to frame the equation of a single line. So that is y is equal to mx plus c, or y is equal to b0 plus b1x, the way you want to put it. Part of coordinate geometry, you might have done it in class 11 and 12 in school as well. Otherwise, anyways, it is not going to be so much of a challenge. Instead of doing it in level 2, you're doing it in level 1, and level 2 will be a continuation of this linear regression. So you cannot take linear regression etc. lightly. So this is not going to be a lengthy chapter. It's a simple chapter. Covariance correlation was anyways done in this chapter itself. So all you do is move beyond that into linear regression. Now, with respect to corporate finance, there is a major revamp of the content, I would say. A lot of deletion, unfortunately. I genuinely do not like the changes that has been done, rather the reduction that has been done. The reorganization and all is fine. So earlier we had capital budgeting chapter. The same capital budgeting chapter is going to be covered in your uses of capital and all. So uses and sources of capital, we also have a cost of capital chapter. So cost of capital has changed over here compared to last year. I would say it has been reduced in content a little bit when you're looking at the cost of capital chapter, but it doesn't matter as such, because a couple of formulas they've removed, we are anyway studying in the equity subject. So once you're done with the entire curriculum, it will not matter so much. The uses and sources of capital, what they've reduced is working capital management chapter has been reduced significantly, because that has not been retained in the current curriculum so much. Because again, working capital management had some portions with respect to ratios and all, which was anyways covered in the financial analysis technique chapter in FRA subject, financial reporting analysis subject. So a little bit of overlaps have been removed, but uses of capital, sources of capital, these two chapters you'll have to study. There will be a lot of overlap from the last time, from the last curriculum basically, but there is quite a bit of deletions and quite a few additions. Mainly theoretical side, I would say there is addition, as in non-numerical part has been added. So that is with respect to these chapter, uses of capital, sources of capital, that is replacing the capital budgeting and the working capital management chapter. Cost of capital, I would still like to believe the chapter is revamped instead of deleted. So it has been revamped over here. So this is the major change when you're looking at the corporate finance subject. Behavioral biases is something very interesting, a chapter added in the portfolio side. So it also makes a logical sense, because we study something called the RRTTLLU, the risk return horizon, the risk return objectives, and the taxes, time constraints, legal issues, liquidity, and unique constraints when we study portfolio. So when you're creating a portfolio, either for an individual or for a LIC, a life insurance company, or a non-life company, or a pension fund, etc. So very brief about something that is very extensively covered in level 3 curriculum, that has been that is there. So this behavioral biases of individual chapter, it's about behavioral biases. Couple of biases were already mentioned in one of the chapters in equity subject, in the EMH chapter, efficient market hypothesis chapter, but now they've got a full-fledged chapter over here. It'll be simple, it'll be an easy non-numerical chapter, so nothing much to worry about. Sorry, I skipped this capital structure over here. Capital structure was earlier in level 2 curriculum, now they've moved it to level 1 curriculum with a little bit of reduction in content. Otherwise it's very similar to the level 2 curriculum. So there is no problem in studying capital structure here. And capital structure is again, I think it's a good idea to put it together with level 1, because then the entire capital part, the raising of capital, capital budgeting, cost of capital, capital structure, they all get together into one in the same level. So that way bringing capital structure over here is a good idea. Capital structure is also relatively simple chapter, little confusing in places, but not much of a problem. And also the capital structure theory is there. It's not very heavy in numerical. I would rather say that it's less numerical in just a concept. The concept, once you get it, it's a fairly light chapter. Behavioral biases I've told you about, good addition. Ethics application is basically, I believe there will be more of case studies. So there could be, let's say for example, 4-5 long questions of ethics, wherein a situation is given about an office, and then a lot of maybe 3-4 questions clubbed together, you'll get like a case study to study. Normally in ethics application, it's not that the case study you'll have to learn the case study for the exam. It's just that if concepts or if questions which have similar situations to the case study turn up in the exam, you should be able to solve. So it is nothing more than an extend extension of the practice of ethics. So that is all you have in ethics application. It will barely take time after completing the 7 standards of ethics. With respect to the changes, again, when we see the entire quants part is over here: probability, common probability distribution, sampling and hypothesis. So these 4 chapters, technically if you would see, there is barely any changes. It is only revamp of the entire content. So the entire content has been reworded, rearranged. So 90% of the concepts over here, 95% is going to remain the same. So there is not much of a challenge over here with respect to changes over here in the quants part. Even when you're looking at the economics chapter, understanding business cycles, there's barely one LOS, one half a page, 1 page kind of an LOS added. So nothing much, there's no change as such over here. So nothing much to do. Even in the 3 chapters, cost of capital, I've already mentioned that I would rather call it a more of a revamp of the entire cost of capital chapter that was earlier there. The content has been reduced slightly. I don't like that reduction part actually. Honestly, I know students might not like what I'm saying over here, but other than that, when you see the fixed income, there are 3 chapters, and each of the chapters have got just one tiny LOS added in the introduction to asset-backed securities, fixed income risk return, and also to the credit analysis chapter. One tiny change is there. In the introduction to industry and company analysis, that is equity. Sorry, I skipped this one. There is just rewording and rearranging. There is no change as such. So 99% rather of the chapter is going to be the same. There is more of rearrangement and rewording, not a change as such. And introduction to alternative investments is basically the entire chapter has again been jumbled up. There is a little bit of addition here and there in terms of real assets, but otherwise if you see 90% or 95% of the chapter is the same, and it is only that the chapter has been rearranged. This rearrangement I think happened in 2018 also. Technical analysis, a little bit of deletion has happened, so there is not much of a change, but rather a couple of sections have been deleted. The others have been reworded kinds. There is not much of an addition as such. The addition shows over here, but that is because of the LOS being reworded over here. Earlier we used to have 2 chapters of GIPS over here, but now what has happened is GIPS has been combined into one single chapter. So earlier there were 2 chapters on GIPS, Global Investment Performance Standards, and both the chapters had a good 30-40% kind of an overlap. So they've done away with the overlap and they've kind of added certain sections of the second chapter into one. So 2 chapters have been basically been clubbed into one. So there is a little bit of rearrangement over there. But if you have, say for example, if you've studied the previous GIPS 2 chapters, you will absolutely have no problem studying this one. So in terms of deletion, capital budgeting and cost of capital is revamped, I would say. Capital budgeting has been deleted, but rather than that they have been apportioned over here. But the content of capital budgeting was really nice and they've reduced the content, so I'm not very happy. But again, then you know what happens is you have it in level 2. So it won't be so much of an issue. You'll not be missing out on something. Statistical concepts also, it's kind of deleted, but actually they've revamped and rearranged the entire content in this chapter. GIPS standards, as I told you, 2 chapters had overlap earlier also. They've combined the concepts of this chapter into this one single chapter. That's a good move. I think it's more making the content more crisp. And working capital management also had a little bit of overlap. That was a part of FRA subject. They've removed that and they've taken some portions into sources of capital chapter. So this is broadly the changes that has happened. So on a chapter wise basis also, that's what I mentioned. Chapter is rearranged with barely any addition. Chapter is rearranged with barely any addition. So this is a good addition, was previously a part of level 2 curriculum. So on a chapter wise basis, I have mentioned all these things, and on an LOS wise level also these things have been mentioned. So you can check this file will be available for you on download. The link and all for the app, etc., I think they'll put it up in the description thing below. So that's about it with respect to the changes for CFA level 1.